Do, do. Hello there, everybody. We are here and we are live. This is exciting because it is our very first chit chat with Nancy. And it's also chit chat with Nancy and Jacqui.
Hello, hello, hello.
We were sitting here talking before we flipped on Facebook here, and we were talking about some of the nightmares of sales and branding. But first, Jacqui, go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are and all the superwoman traits that you have.
Well, first of all, I'm Nancy's marketing manager. So I help her put together her social plans, her content, her emails, her website, all that stuff. More stuff that Nancy wants to do that we haven't even gotten to yet, but we've got big plans because she and I are both the big planner types. When I'm not working for Nancy, I'm working with other clients. My business is called Communicate Your Joy. It's communicateyourjoy.com. I hit my 2-year anniversary yesterday, so I was super excited about that. Yes, 2 years of not having a boss, super scary, but so I mostly work with women entrepreneurs, and when I am not working, which doesn't seem like it's very often lately, but I also walk dogs and pet sit, which is how I met Nancy. Is we have a mutual friend who runs a pet sitting business, and I have 6 kids between myself and my partner, and we have a dog that's barking in the background right there. And I'm trying to think what else is that.
I think that's got it.
Okay, cool. So we were talking about
Singing
how
in the church choir.
yeah, sing in the church choir, do all that kind of stuff. But we were talking about like some people were trying to loop in like sales and marketing, and they try to say that they're all the same thing, which is not true at all. And we were talking about how Nancy just had a poor experience with someone who wasn't even reading the fact, like, because I think marketing gets a lot of bad connotations. And it's because of people like this who I think marketing, and this is why I call my business Communicate Your Joys. It's all about the heart. It's all about here. It's having empathy for other people and using your words and your communication to solve their problems. But what Nancy was having, this experience she was telling me about, is how someone was completely not reading what she actually needed help with, and they were trying to force their own agenda on her. And it was just like, it drives me crazy when people do that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of marketing tactics that do that now too. Like I really hate doing Facebook ads for that reason, because so many of them that it's so hard to get the targeting right that you end up getting ads that are completely irrelevant to you. And I sometimes when I get mad, I like go through and I'm like, this is not relevant to me. This is not relevant. Hide. All of you, go away. Have you found that to be too?
Yeah, all the time. It's just crazy. It's people are just I'm trying to answer a question here, so I just keep talking for a second while I answer this question. Doesn't work well. But yeah, I tell you, I don't like doing Facebook ads because it seems like it pulls a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
and I've never really gotten anything much from it.
I
So
haven't either. You either have to get so super targeted that you're not reaching anyone, or especially for someone like you who works with people worldwide, it's really hard to scale it down because you can't do, for you, I would want to do stuff like chronic illness. Well, you can't just do chronic illness. You have to go through and type lymphoma, fibromyalgia, Crohn's, and do them all individually. And it's not worth it. And that's one of the other things that I think you and I work really well on is, with the limited hours that I have and you have, like we think about marketing, we think about what's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck and the time and the energy that we have to invest. Is it going to be a good website? Yes. Spending some time on Facebook? Yes. Spending time on LinkedIn? Yes. Are you going to be spending your time on Instagram? Probably not, even though it kind of breaks my heart because I love Instagram, but that's not where your people are. And that's part of marketing too, that I think is a lot of people don't understand. They think about where they want to be. Like, for instance, I was spending a lot of my time trying to find clients on Instagram, but then I realized that a lot of my clients are actually they're women that are more established business owners. So they're in their 50s and 60s. Yes.
There's Lynn. Hello. Lynn is a wonderful friend of mine. I'm so glad she joined.
Awesome.
Where your people are, and that's part of marketing too.
Oops, you gotta have to turn off your volume on Facebook, Lynn.
Oh, okay. I'll shut that off. Okay. How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's great. You had a comment about doing.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. You know, I'm in the coaching business, not an Insta coach, but a real coach, and a real coach. And I don't spend. I used to spend more time. This isn't going out on my Facebook page, is it?
Nope, it's on mine.
Oh, good, thanks. So I used to spend more time on Facebook and Facebook ads. At 1 year, I spent $13,000 and got Zippo. And yeah, I had a couple clients, higher end, but that was it. Big waste of time, big waste of money. And I'm now learning through Steve Chandler, who's the godfather of coaching, who built a business, an empire. He's 75 years old today. And I'm learning, and I'm in his prosperity school. And the bottom line is like what I do, and probably what you too, Nancy. Jacqui, I don't know what you do, but it's client building relationships, just the old fashioned way.
Yes.
This social media thing is blown out of proportion. How people can make tons of money on it. You really can't unless you're spending maybe 30 grand a week on big ads. But it's old fashioned building. And honestly, I get all of my clients not from social media. It's by network, and not even networking, because me, that's a waste of time. But I do a lot of events. And that's where I meet people, some meetup groups and different things that I join, Toastmasters. That's how I get high quality people, but it's building relationships. So it's about creating clients, not getting a client. You can't get a client. Coaching can't be sold. I can't sell somebody the concept. So yeah, I could talk about this forever, but I totally agree. Yeah,
Well,
big waste of money and time.
Let me ask you a question, both you guys, because part of what my whole thing is, as you both know, is working with people with chronic injuries and chronic illnesses. And you talked about you don't do much marketing on Facebook or on things live. You go to meetups and you do things like that. That's how I used to do it too.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I am pretty much, for the most part, right here in my chair.
Yeah.
And the only way that I can do some sort of relationship building is online. And one of the things I was talking with Jacqui about before we started was this woman starts out perfectly the way we're all told to do it. You know, hi, how are you? How's your business? What's going on? And we had a wonderful, great couple of conversations back and forth over a couple of days. And then wham, all of a sudden she starts selling. She starts, well, why do you have this problem? I never said I had that problem. Where did all of this come from?
It's not doing that active listening as to like who are you really, and what is the problem that you're trying to solve?
So I guess my question is, you're going along, you've started building this, this relationship, things are great. At some point you do need to somehow or other switch the conversation over to, do you want what I have to sell?
Well, the whole thing, and that's a very good point, Nancy, and what I've learned and growing into, what I do is I invite people into a coaching experience. I gift them like 60 to 90 minutes. And this is all about creating clients. I don't just ask somebody, you have a problem. This is by working with people. Connecting with people. And there's what you call your social self and your professional self. And I don't meet people for a cup of coffee. That's not professional. And say, hey, I have this for you. That's like worst thing ever. And I just don't do things like that. But there's a process on what you do. You invite people, you connect in with people. Sometimes I'll have 2 or 3 calls before I actually go, hey, you know what? I think I can help you. What could we create together? And I kind of work with them right away on what they foresee how I'm going to work with them. I don't have a set package. You get A, B, and C. I don't want to operate that way because everybody needs something different. It might be 2 months, 3 months. Somebody might have a year where they're developing a business or a big thing they're working on. And that's how I throw it in. I don't say throw it in, but it's very simple. I just kind of end up weaving it in, because if these people are somebody I want to work with, I'll invite them. If not, I've served them, because I've always come from a place of service first. And people actually, when you do it right, oh my God, Lynn, how do I work with you? What do I got to do?
Exactly.
So they're banging the door down before I even say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, there's like a 3-pronged approach here. So you find the people, like, I think pretty much every single one of my clients that is a really good client and a really good fit is someone that if they weren't my client, I'd still want to be friends with them.
Exactly. Right. Is it somebody you want to have a cup of coffee with? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you build that friendship and you build that relationship first. And then if it turns into business and it turns into, hey, you're selling this thing that I want to buy from you, great. If not, hey, it's another friend. You never, I connected with someone probably about 6 months ago. She has not turned into a client. I don't think she ever will, but she's a connection. And then when my daughter got diagnosed as ADHD, she's a therapist, and she reached out to me. She's like, I'd love to help you with your daughter and give you some advice. And that was actually how I found a referral for a therapist. So, she hasn't paid, me, but she's paid me in help and service.
Absolutely.
And I think we get so tied up in the idea of service is money, but there's more abundance in the universe besides that.
You have to serve someone. You have to serve someone. And, I've learned, again, social self versus professional self. And I could still talk with someone that I'm meeting, but I don't have to be their best friend by all means, because there's that, you got to watch and I'm serving them. That's really all I care about when I'm with them initially, is just how the hell can I serve the heck out of these people? And that's really what it's all about. And then, if it goes on that we connect and we get to work together, that's great. If not, that's okay too. I've helped them, and then they refer people.
Exactly.
Great. And that's really what it's all about. But I'm very picky who I work with over the years. Very, very picky. And I just take a handful of small, higher paying clients one-on-one. And I have small groups of women that I work with as well, and go out there and speak and do workshops. I love that.
You said something that makes me stop and think for a second, because I think at the bottom of all of this is that, particularly for younger businesses, and I don't mean somebody who's 20, I mean somebody who's just starting their business. You said that you were picky, and over the years, that tells me right there that you've been doing this for a while.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I think when a person starts out in their business, and I was there, I did it, there's this sense of desperation.
Yes.
I've got to have customers. I've got to be making money at this. If I'm not making money, I'm not in business. And I don't care what it is. And there's a question of, I just answered this from somebody today. Is it more important to have pops of big time success, or is it more important for you to have a long-term sustainable business?
Yeah.
And do you want to be a one-hit wonder, or do you want to be, Aretha Franklin? I mean, there's pros and cons to both. You get money either way, but
yeah.
I want to go back to something that Lynn kind of said too. And Lynn, I think you're kind of my type of person. So everything you're saying, I'm like, yes. But what you talked about really resonated with me in terms of it's going back to that human level. And you talked about that whole professional versus the social self. I think that's where the world of business has changed so much, where before, the person you were from 9 to 5 and the person you were after hours were completely different people. But the way our world is now, and the internet, and the way that, I do business with Nancy now, I'm in a sweatshirt and I just put on makeup and I here, there's no such thing as a professional and a human self. And I think that's, the virtual groups where I've actually had the success in finding the clients for the people that Nancy's looking for. It's where that authentic self has come through really, really quickly. I'm in a coaching group, and it's all these women who are, airing our, some of our deep traumas in our life. It's very kind of, woo-woo soul center stuff. But, when you're laying out, your demons, people are going to connect with you, and then they're going to say, oh, you're the type of person that I resonate with. And then when it's time to, look for someone who has something that I offer, they're going to remember that.
Yeah.
So it's, you got to get to know the people as people first, not as professionals.
Yes, you do.
I did something the other day that's really funny, and I cannot believe I actually did it, because up until a few months ago, up until before I knew Jacqui, I never would have done this. But I did a week-long guest expert thing on another group that I'm in, which meant that every day I had to put up a post in that group. Some of it was a video, some of it was text, all these different things. I have literally, since I did that, I have gotten over 600 people asking to connect with me on my personal profile. And at first I was going connect, and then I'm going, ooh, I don't want to connect with that person. Yeah. So then I'm out unconnecting with them, because what's happening is every single one of them was jumping on me and saying, oh, well, you're looking for health and wellness professionals because you're working with chronic illness. I can sell you my magic sauce. And, so the other day,
there's sharks out there.
Oh, I tell you. But the other day I changed my profile on my personal page that said, if you are an MLM and all you want to do is connect with me to sell me, go away.
Yeah.
The number of friend requests I'm getting now have dropped way down. Well, I went in again today and changed it again to take out MLM. So now, if you're just trying to get to know me because you want to sell me something, I don't care if you're MLM or not, go away. It's crazy.
I agree. And I have that happen too. I'm very careful now who I take. I look at their profile, look at their pictures, and most people are willing, want to connect that way. But I've really learned over the years, Facebook really, I can only speak to Facebook because that's really the only social media that I do. I have an Instagram account, and but I don't really do anything with that, and LinkedIn, but I don't do anything. But Facebook is more for entertainment purposes. People, that's really what it's for. It really wasn't made for business connections. And I can't speak, maybe you guys have a different story, but for me, people aren't looking to change their life from people who using Facebook. It just doesn't work. And people think, and I've been in some groups last year, one group, a networking group, which it wasn't for me. The lady was lovely, but these people were starting out, and it was more of a side hustle for them. And they were new, and I got like 500 likes or 300 likes on a page or on an article or video. See, people don't understand, likes more than likely never convert.
No.
And that's such a misnomer in the social media world. And that's why I really don't waste much. For me, I don't waste a lot of time for what I'm doing anymore. I'll post some things of my new baby granddaughter, things like that. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work for me.
There's a lot of ego that's involved in the likes. I could go around and I could say, I've got 4,000 likes on Facebook. What that does do, theoretically, is it helps to create your sense of being somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's it makes people think, well, maybe I really know who you are. It also gets my name out there so that people know who Nancy Becker is. But it's not, those 4,000 likes are never in a million years going to generate $4,000 worth of sales.
No, and the algorithm and Facebook changes constantly. And I finally deleted my business page because it was a joke. If somebody didn't go on there, right, and you would never see, even if you have 4,000 people on there, maybe 4 people will see it. And if it's not liked or commented, it won't show up in the algorithm. You're not rewarded in Facebook.
Right.
And so it came to be a joke for me, and I got rid of it. I'm like, what am I bothering this for? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I've both Jacqui and my admin team member, Cindy, have been yelling at me to switch over to LinkedIn. And I've got even more likes on LinkedIn than I do on Facebook. But LinkedIn up until now has actually been more of a business platform.
I've heard that. Yeah.
But I'm starting to get all kinds of crap on LinkedIn. And today I'm so excited because over the last week, my podcasts, Lynn, you'll be happy to hear, I've had almost 3,000 downloads
Wow.
on my podcast. And
That
I've
is
got
awesome.
I've got over 1,000 followers. I
Nice.
think it's up to 1,020 now. And so things are going really well. So I am putting those over on YouTube.
Beautiful.
And I'm also doing my Facebook Lives and putting them over on YouTube.
Mhm.
I'm starting to get spam on YouTube now.
Is
Yeah.
that right? Oh my gosh.
Yep, I've had, and it's the same person. It's different names, but it's the exact same thing that they're selling. They're saying, "Oh, keep up the good work. Would you like to be friends?"
Yeah. Now,
And I'm going, "No."
right? Do you get anyone from your podcast who's asked for a conversation, or anybody you've converted over to a client at all?
Not yet, but
Not
I'm starting to
Good.
get, people coming, asking me, sharing that they have other people they'd like to have.
Good.
What I've been doing a lot of lately is just jumping into groups and trying to share value in groups where people are
I've
asking
done that. Yeah.
questions.
I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
That's
starting to
most of my time on Facebook now is in groups, and they're not even necessarily business groups. They're groups of people that I want to be connected to because we have a common interest, whether it's, my healthy cooking group or, my Grand Rapids Women Book Club or whatever group. But more often than not, those people end up turning into clients because I just happen to mention, oh, I do this. And it's like, oh, you do this thing I need. And, you're someone that I already have connected with.
Yeah. There's a story, and I've been telling this for a couple of years, and it's a really simple story, but it's about a young woman who has a bakery, a cupcake bakery in New York City. She also happens to love fancy shoes. And she was in a LinkedIn group where somebody was asking something about shoes, and she shared where she would go to buy her shoes, which started a conversation, which started another conversation, which she went an entire year without mentioning anything about her cupcake bakery. And one day,
Yeah.
somebody said, "Wow, you know so much about shoes. Do you sell shoes?" And she went, "No,
Oh,
I sell cupcakes."
oh my God.
And before the end of that week, she had like 50 people from that group come in and buy cupcakes
Yep.
from her.
Well, you know what? Because now they already know and love her in a sense. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
what happens. Yeah. People have to get to know you, trust you, love you in a sense
Yep.
before. That's why marketing for coaching doesn't work, because
Mhm.
people don't know who the heck Mary
Yeah.
Smith is. They have no idea. They're not going to give Mary $10,000. They don't know who she is.
Exactly.
Or if she
Yep.
can even help them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it takes time.
That was
And
the other thing I was going to say too, is this takes
Time.
time. You don't become BFFs with someone in a month.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
have, 10,000. I mean, I tell my 6-year-old that a lot when she's having, 6-year-old pains. It's like, Mallory won't be your friend in a month from now. You'll have moved on to someone else. That's
Yeah.
not the way relationships work. They take
No,
time
right,
to build.
right. And this is a sustainable business when you make it long-term relationships with people. When you have a client that you can work with for 5 years, 10 years, that's all sustainable. Insta coaching isn't. It's people out there that really don't know what they're doing, unfortunately, and they're trying to make a living doing it. Short-term money, money, money. And some months you don't make any money. Some weeks you do, some months you don't. It's just not like that. That's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
And that's about sustaining, like 10 years from now, I still want to be doing this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and another, and I'm sorry, I'm picking on Facebook here tonight,
And
but
we're
I'm
on
sorry, Facebook. But you stop and you think about all the stuff that goes on Facebook, and we don't know each other. And back again to this whole desperation. We think that within the first couple of conversations that they should be wanting to buy from us. Stop and think about, and this goes back to you talking about going to meetups and going out to meet people. If there were, and I used to always go to the Chamber of Commerce after hours, I'd go to all these different group meetings. There's a group of people standing over there in the corner, and they're chit-chatting and they're talking and they're having a great time. Do you walk up to them and say, "Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Jacqui. Here's my business card. I know you all want to buy my marketing
Yeah.
services."
Nope.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
you've got to treat this the same way. It
Yeah.
may be a different platform, but the underlying formula really is the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. Exactly. And it's all based on service. And when you come from a place of service, you come from a place of love and compassion. And when you're serving someone, that doesn't necessarily mean, they bought from you, but you can still serve somebody who hasn't. And you don't know where that would go. But what the intention is, like when I work with people, I don't even worry about, oh my gosh, am I going to work with them? Like I show up empty. And it's all about serving. And multi-level marketing people, a lot of them don't get that. And that's why people who have sustainable long-term forever businesses, because they understand about connecting with people and truly serving. So when you come from a place of service, naturally you make money, because the more people you serve, you'll make money. That's just by default.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
Take the thought of making money out of the equation.
Exactly.
Totally.
100% right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got all my clients when I started walking dogs because I stopped focusing on marketing being the thing that made me money. I started walking dogs like, hey, money's going to come. And then I was like, oh, hey, do you want to buy a website? Do you want to do this? And it evolved naturally.
Right.
And it still is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just when and this is a total change of focus, and it goes more to the chronic illness. But I've tried talking to clients and people about this too. When you focus on, oh my God, I hurt. It's so bad. What am I going to do? Well, guess what? It hurts that much more. Your brain goes into the whole, if I was hurting so bad before we got on this tonight, and I can't take my pain medication because I'm getting ready for surgery and they won't let me take it.
Oh. When is your surgery, Nancy?
I'm having surgery Monday morning. So they're messing with my good foot. My good foot's not such a good foot anymore. So, but anyway, we ran to the hospital today for tests and all kinds of things. And I've been going, oh, I can't do this tonight. I hurt so bad. What am I going to do? I haven't felt bad for a second since we've been on here talking.
You know why? It's just a thought.
Yep.
A lot of the work I do, thoughts are transient. They come and go. And it's really, you were feeling your thinking at that point, not coming from the outside. But when you let that one go, then you have that natural state of clarity happen, and boom, here you are. And nothing in your outer world changed.
Well, and so if you can do that with your business
Absolutely.
as well, stop thinking about, oh my God, I've got to make that sale, and just enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I know another one of the groups that I was in, I've gotten out of it because I've also, not only have I gotten rid of a lot of the likes, I've gotten rid of a lot of the groups that I'm not getting anything out of, but one of the groups that I was in was a woman's group, and 9 out of 10 comments that were being put up there were things like, I don't want to go to work anymore. I want my own business. Ladies, tell me what to do.
Start your
And I'm
business.
going, Yeah. First of all, what is it that you like to do? What are you passionate about? What would you spend every waking minute doing if you could do anything you wanted to do every waking minute?
Yeah.
That's what your business should be. Don't let somebody else tell you what to do because it's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Many people think it's easy to have your own business. They have no idea.
Oh, no.
And this is harder than a 9-to-5 job. And, Steve Chandler talks about a couple things. He says needy is creepy. And there's a lot of those people out on the social media. Needy is creepy. You can tell them, right? And then there's a difference, a big distinction he always talks about is how to versus want to. When you want something, say, in your business or whatever it is in life, whatever you want to do, doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it. If that want to is strong enough, and you begin to start and find your way, the how-to will come with it. Yeah. And telling somebody what to do, that just doesn't work. You're right, Nancy. You got to have that passion.
Mm-hmm.
You have that passion. You just do it, and then the how-to will appear little by little. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've had a really good conversation tonight. Yeah. I've been watching the numbers popping up and down, and it's really great. We've had a lot of people here listening to us. Lynn, I'm so glad you joined us. Tell everybody real quickly who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Lynn McDonald. My business is Mission Possible You, because I believe that whatever, we're all possible to be whatever it is that we want to be. Many people think it's impossible, but it's totally possible. So I help people transform their life. Love it.
And she is great at what she does. And everybody, of course, knows that I couldn't run my business without Jacqui. So,
thank you.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Listen, everybody, we're about to the end of our half hour. This sure has gone fast.
Oh my gosh, why so fast? I could have done it for hours.
This was our first chit chat with Nancy, and I'm so excited that we were able to do it. I'm looking forward to doing this on a regular basis. We're going to be doing it the third Thursday of the month right here on Facebook on this business page. If anybody out there has any ideas of what they'd like to talk about, or if there's one of you that thinks they might have fun joining me on my chat and just talking, let me know. Put it in the comments and we will see what we can do for next time. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I am so happy you were here. Thanks everybody for listening, and we will talk to you all soon. Everybody take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.